Let me just check what it was. So this one's pretty much the frequency of each element in the array and stored in an output file. So it's pretty much sort of similar to number 2, except this time they want it in an output file. So same thing as before, int ILJK file for the input and output, the float array, the number of rows and columns. Then you have the counter. Then this part right here is to read the file and then to write the output file. This part right here, the for loop, is just to scan the original array from the file for I and j. All right, and then you have the int count equals 0 and the flag equals 0. You have the for loops, and then when they're equal to each other, have the counter. So yeah, and then if the counter is greater than 1, the flag is 1, and then you're gonna print. Then you're gonna have the fprintf for to the output file, like how many times you repeated, and then else if the count was 1. Actually, just give me a second to read this again, just to make sure I'm saying the right thing. Oh yeah, so this is what, so it's gonna, so when the counter is greater than 1, so like it occurred more than 1 time, you're gonna have this where it just says like how many times it occurred and then like exactly where it happened. And this is just when the number appeared only once in the entire input file. And then count 0 is pretty much the number didn't appear at all. So I'm pretty sure it was like the same thing. It wasn't the same, but like similar to what number 2 was asking. So I'll just execute it. So yeah, I also made it to where it shows in the exe part. So yeah, I'll just show in the output because that's what they asked for specifically. So yeah, so like 2.3 occurred 1 time. 2, as we saw before in the input file, occurred 3 times. And then I didn't know how to like have like stuff like 2.0, stuff that occurred more than once, only appear once in the output file, because as you can see, it sort of repeated itself. But overall, it still counts everything correctly, like how many, the frequency that it came. So yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then